Well, HEC alumni in collaboration with HEC Paris Executive Education. We are happy to see that you are about 60 participants living all over France and all over the world. Now, just a few guidelines for today's session. Your microphones will be mute all the time, so to interact with us or with each other, please use the chat window at the bottom right of your screen. Don't hesitate to ask as many questions as you want. We've set some time aside at the end of this session to answer you. If you experience any audio or visual problem, please let us know by tapping the chat window. So finally, I would like to ask you to stay connected for 2 extra minutes at the end of this session. We have a short evaluation form, and we would like you to fill out. A very interesting in having a feedback. So now, let me introduce you to hand her teaching covers different topics such as innovation management, and program management as well. As luxury management. Academic director of the advanced management program in education and she works on developing HC excellence in teaching in the field of luxury work. And is currently the executive director of the LVMH chair at HC Paris. So welcome. And it's over to you.
Okay, thank you very much for this introduction. Sophie. Uh, I'm very happy to be with you today. To talk about customer experience. In the luxury sector. Actually, the topic of the share that with the not with that image. And the idea is that we need to acknowledge the value of each customer, that we need a segmentation and client's value to the brand, and that we need to fit the experience to the client segment. So it's the idea that we go from experiences that are one-to-many, so experiences that are addressed to many customers, or one-to-few, or one-to-one. Typically, if you're in a fashion brand, the one-to-many would be that you have an online fashion show, for instance. Even if you select the customers that can view this fashion show, still it's a lot of consumers that can have access to it. One-to-few would be you have this fashion show, but in the upon invitation, the défilé, the catwalk, the real show with the designer and the real models on a catwalk. To tell you a bit more specifically what is this one-to-many, here I have put two examples, one from Chanel and one from Sephora. The idea is these are invitations for your customers to a specific event. Um, that is going to be about discovering your brand universe. Discovering the assortment of products that you can have. Discovering maybe the know-how of the brand. Uh, specific collection collections, etc. It's it's a personalized invitation, like you get an envelope with your address. But it's also it's selected. It's still a very wide audience. So here you have two examples. One from Sephora, so it's going with their gold cards. So Sephora has a CRM system with different levels. So if you have the gold card, you may be invited to specific evenings. So there is a selection of your customers. For Chanel, it's one of the events that is done during
For over 66 years, Land Rovers had been both a symbol and a patron of adventure. But lately, the brand's reputation for luxury has overshadowed its heritage. So we set out to reignite that spirit of adventure. We commissioned international best-selling author William Boyd to pen a full-length thriller. His only direction? Ride a Land Rover into the action. But that was only the beginning. We created a fully immersive experience on Tumblr.
There was no doubt, as far as I was concerned, that the two bodies I had seen were dead bodies. Though I have to confess, I've never actually seen a dead body before.
Using film, cinemagraphs, narration, musical score, and most importantly, social connectivity. Even going so far as to tie key driving moments to true stories of Land Rover owners pulled directly from Twitter and Facebook. Listen and watch, or simply read as an ebook. Investigate key scenes. Discover Easter eggs and share any of these pieces with friends and followers. Word of the Vanishing Game quickly spread to hundreds of news outlets across the United States and Britain, and extended throughout Europe and Asia. We even sparked a media controversy on the role of product placement in literature. Killscreen called it one of the most innovative use is a
Okay. Doesn't matter. Um, just to illustrate this customized experience in one to few. The idea is that you will have the opportunity as a brand to sell a personalized invitation. Eventually, even personalized with the you know the store assistant that usually takes care of a given client to send to clients of the brand invitations for selected guests, and this invitation will be to a special event. It's a non-commercial interaction. Actually, in those events, you're not really showing products. You're generating interest for the content. So you're actually getting your customers to understand more what is the universe of the brand. You have a very strong feeling of exclusivity in these events because you have customers to really feel that they are part of the small groups that has access to a given experience. So it can be, of course, events. It doesn't have to be only events. It can be also experiences in stores. It can be experiences online. It can be very diverse. But the idea is that you're selecting clients and you're entering a personal relationship between the person in the store or in the boutique that is usually taking care of them and the client. So then, this is already one to few, but you can have even more exclusive interaction with your clients. The ability to answer specific clients' requests, actually requests that can be expressed or guess the latent request of your clients. It can be in products in terms of personalization of the product and indeed having a really exclusive product because this one is going to be made only for you. It's usually for highly selected guests. So for instance, here you have a picture of a salon of Boucheron. So for instance, when you have in a high-end jewelry, very special guests, you can, of course, welcome them in your salon, but also maybe at times you can have special guests who are going to request the fact that, of course, they are buying, for instance, a wedding ring, and they would like to use your salon to offer this ring to the person to whom it's supposed to be gifted. So the idea is to accompany clients in the creation of unforgettable moments. It's a very heightened exclusivity, of course, because you feel that it's only one-of-a-kind moments that you're creating for your clients. I think the video is now frozen, so I don't know if people still can hear me, but it's okay. Okay, good. So that's for the one-to-one. So altogether, what's very interesting is to wonder, okay, why does it make sense to customize experiences? And you see that the customization makes sense because it gets together with a segmentation based on customers' expectation vis-à-vis the luxury sector. So very basically, if you segment luxury from access to inspiration or to ultimate luxury, you see that the more you go up, the more the aspirational nature of the brand increases, and therefore the more the potential content that you can convey to your consumers increases as well. So the good news is, in fact, when you go from ultimate luxury to the more accessible luxury, the number of clients will increase significantly. So this is why you go from the one-to-one to the one-to-few, one-to-many. But also, when you go from access luxury to more specific experiences, you see that clients are increasingly receptive to brand universe content. So that allows you to also make richer experiences and more sophisticated, therefore, experiences to your clients. So that is about the customization. Then I get you back to my crime scene. And I think the next topic that is important is to build experiences that are really relevant to the brand. What I mean by this is that brands have to really use proprietary inspiration that are their own and no one else. A brand experience from a given brand has to be from that brand. It has to be brand specific. You cannot copy paste to any brand, because in luxury we cannot copy paste to any brand. So also in experiences we need to make things that are really specific to a brand. So just to give you some examples of that, experiences can be there to celebrate the heritage of the brand within the experience. And in that, for instance, if you take the experience of the spa in Ritz-Carlton Paris, the experience of spa is a Chanel spa, and it's a Chanel experience. Why does it make sense? Because it's also a place that has the Chanel suite and all the stories related to Chanel, to Coco Chanel in this place. So actually, having a Chanel spa in that place is specifically relevant. There is some proprietary, specific inspiration that we can use to have such an experience in the spa of the Ritz. Same thing when we have the Saut d'Hermès. Hermès getting involved in an activity that has to do with horse riding or horse jumping really makes sense. So in fact, it is their own, and if another brand of leather goods would do it, it wouldn't make sense the same way. So of course, you have a proprietary inspiration in your experiences that are linked to heritage. Now, it is the third dose that we have that you can launch. In the same thing, in the same movement, there is a very interesting video from Land Rover activities in experiences. So I let you discover it because it's very specific.